Hey TikTok, hey YouTube. There we go. Welcome to Balanced Millennial Mondays. Let me get Facebook going. And then we are going to get started. Hey Facebook, welcome to the Balanced Millennial Monday. Super excited today because we are switching it up a bit. We are switching it up a bit today. We're going to do it a little different. Hold on, TikTok. Let me put my phone on D&D. Today we are going to do it a little different. Today we are going to be using tarot. We're going to be using the cards today, y'all. I've been said that I was going to use the cards on one of these lives, and I have not done it yet. So we're going to use the cards to guide our conversation today. If you ever need a personal reading, you can always DM me and I can offer a personal 101 reading, but these are not going to be personal 101 readings. This is just going to be about the energy that is going on now. What is the energy? And I want to talk about how tarot can help you, because a lot of times people shy away from tarot because they are scared of what the cards are going to say. If you are scared about what the cards are going to say, then that means you need to do some deep diving for real. Because you shouldn't be terrified about what the cards are going to reveal to you. It should be about clarity. It should be about seeking more guidance and seeking clear answers. So I definitely want to talk about how it can relate to your life and how it can support you on your personal growth journey. And I'm proud of myself. I got water today. I got my smoothie today, which this is not a paid ad, but if you go to Target and get this So Yummy Bella smoothie thing, I highly suggest. Highly suggest, because I've been making green smoothies because I want to start incorporating green smoothies into my everyday. And I don't like when they get frothy, so I don't like making them in batches. So it's much easier for me to do it this way, where I'm making an individual smoothie each time. So I highly recommend the So Yummy Bella smoothie blender, because it literally is, this is the blender. I'm just drinking right out of the blender. So you can like prep the smoothie before you go somewhere and then blend it later. So if you put like frozen fruit and stuff in it, you can just blend it later. So again, today we're talking about tarot and talking about how tarot, the country in me wants to say tarot. The country in me wants to say tarot, but I'm pretty sure it's tarot. So we're going to be talking about how the cards can be a source of truth for you, can be a source of clarity for you on your personal growth journey. Because again, like I said, a lot of times people are worried about what the cards are going to say. They're scared about what's going to be revealed to them. And you never want to go into any energetic practice with that amount of fear, because the cards are only going to reflect to you what you're feeling and what you're thinking and what's going on with you. So today is not necessarily going to be a personal reading, but it's definitely going to be an energetic one, just to see what's going on, energy-wise in the collective. What is going on energy-wise with the collective? What is the collective feeling? What is the collective thinking about? How can this be beneficial to your own journey, to your own personal growth journey? Because it's very important to use tarot as a means to connect things. Like a lot of times people are terrified of tarot because, again, they're scared of what it's going to say. I remember the first time I think I've ever saw tarot. Well, I probably saw it. I grew up watching scary movies. So I probably saw it way before Carmen and Hip Opera, but I remember when she pulled that death card and it came out over and over again, that scared me so bad when I was a kid. And so I literally didn't touch tarot cards or didn't go into that at all until the pandemic. So like 2020, I was just called to do it. And I was called to do it and I was great at it, natural at it. Like to the point where when I do tarot readings, like people be crying and I just be like, oh, I don't mean to make you cry. Sorry. But that's the point. Like the point of a tarot reading is to give you clarity, is to confirm things that you're already thinking, to confirm things that you're already feeling, and to just give you a deeper insight into what you need, what you want, where you're going, and things of that nature. So again, this is not necessarily a personal tarot reading, but this is going to be just an energy collective reading, just to see where the collective energy is and what's going on in the collective and how this energy is impacting you in within the collective. Because for the past couple weeks, we've been talking about like relationships. And I want to continue the conversation about community and about collectiveness. Because although I am a personal growth person, like I'm highly focused on personal growth. My business name is Premier Personal Growth Firm. It's mainly because I understand that you are not going to be good for the collective. You're not going to be good for your community if you're not good for yourself, if you're not good to yourself. So I highly focus on the individual with the mindset that the better that you are for yourself, the better that you will be for your community and for your collective. So I'm going to continue every Monday to continue those conversations and those chats about how to be better, how to show up better for yourself so you can show up better for your collective. Because a lot of the work that I do with my individual clients impacts their family. I have a client right now who her biggest issue was with her dad. Like she's an adult and her biggest issue was with her dad. And throughout our time, I've never worked with her dad. I've never spoke to her dad. I've never communicated with her dad before. But our work together helped her with her relationship with her dad to the point where her dad shows up better for her now. And that is so important. Hey, Jazz. And that is so important. It's so important. Hey, Greg. It's so important, the work that I'm doing, because again, although my focus is on the one individual, a big part of that is because that one individual is going to impact the collective. It's going to impact the community. So I'm going to continue our Balanced Millennial Mondays, more so focused on that aspect and more so focused on how you can show up better for yourself so you can show up better for the collective and for the community. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, this is not an individual reading. This is more so about the collective and what's going on with the collective. If you are interested in an individual reading, I do offer these. You just have to DM me and let me know that you want a reading and I can get you the price list and we can get going on that. I will do live readings. I'm not gonna lie to you, it costs more to do a live reading because that energetic exchange is a lot different than if I do the reading, record it, and send it to you. But the option is always yours. You can do a live reading where we can do one over Zoom, or you can choose a regular option and I can record it for you. I usually do an audio recording and then I send the audio to you. The length of the audio recording is usually dependent on the type of reading it is and how much spirit is telling me to tell you. Because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. There are times where I have read the cards for people, and there are times where, you know, they've asked me questions, and there are certain things I'm not gonna say. There are certain things I'm not gonna say because I don't feel like it's my place to say. So, and one of my gifts is knowing. And so I just be knowing stuff. Which is, I feel like another reason why I'm so good with tarot cards, because I be knowing stuff. And so since one of my gifts is knowing, when I'm pulling the cards, I'm only going to tell you what spirit allows me to tell you, because I am someone who, no matter how magical I am, no matter how spiritual I am, no matter how deeply ingrained in spirit I am someone who fully believes in free will. And I mean fully. I would never do anything to take away someone's free will, and I would never do anything to impact someone's free will. So if spirit is telling me not to say something just because I heard it, like, because that's my gift, is knowing and hearing. So I could hear it or I could know it. But if it's not time for you to know it, or if spirit is like, you're not in an energetic space to hear this truth and to have this truth, I won't say it. I won't say it because I'm not interested in sending people into unnecessary tower moments. I'm not interested in showboating. Is that the phrase? Showboating my gift. I guess that's the phrase. That's not the phrase. Y'all tell me what the right one is. I'm not interested in showboating my gifts for the sake of proving a point or anything like that. And so, yeah, if it's not meant for me to tell you, I'm not gonna tell you. It's gonna have to be something that you either learn later on in your journey, or spirit will say it's time, and you'll ask, and I'll tell you. So let's get into it. I'm gonna ground for a moment before I start asking anything. So give me a moment. What is going on with the collective? What does the collective need to know right now? What does the collective need to know right now? Make it abundantly clear. Oh. Yep. Okay. There are a lot of emotions going on. There's a lot of, because we got the strength card in between the 8 of Cups and 5 of Cups. So it seems like there's a cycle going on. And there's been a struggle getting out of this cycle, out of this emotional cycle. And it's like every time you feel like you've gotten the strength to push forward on this path, to leave the things behind that no longer serve you, to trust that what is for you is coming up for you. It's like every single time you have the strength to do that, it's like something else hits you. Like another emotional wave hits you. Like another something that is painful hits you again. It's kind of like you feel like, oh, I've gotten to a point where it's, I have this emotional stability, or I'm getting towards emotional stability. But then I have another realization, like, damn, I still have this trauma that's like impacting my day to day. And it's kind of like a feeling of shame, a collective feeling of shame. There's like a collective feeling of shame where it's like people are not even feeling confident enough or feeling empowered enough to go on the path, because it's like, it's you've experienced the path before. Like, you've gone on the path, you've released the emotional burdens, you've had a victory in this before. Like, you know what it feels like to not be burdened by your feelings every single day. You know what it feels like to not feel overwhelmed and exhausted by your emotions every single day. And you want to get back there, but there's a collective shame that's not allowing you to get back there. Because it's kind of like this idea that you're bottling these emotions up because you're worried about how it's going to be perceived by others. So you're bottling these emotions up whole time. Everybody else around you feeling the same shit. Like everybody else around you is feeling the same thing. So it kind of feels like how I talked about in the beginning, like how I focus on personal development for the collective. It's kind of like you need to have the strength as the individual in the collective. You need to have the strength to continue on the path and to trust that what is for you is already in front of you. Because if you keep allowing collective shame and collective guilt to keep you in this cycle, you're just going to burn out. You're just going to burn out. All of that fiery energy, all of that intense passion is going to turn into hate. It's going to turn to hate. It's going to turn into self-hate. So you as the individual in the collective, you have to start being the example. Because again, since this is collective shame, since this is collective guilt, if you stay in that, those around you that are looking at you as the inspiration, as the path creator, are going to stay in it too. They're going to stay in it too. So you have to decide if you are going to exit this emotional, it kind of feels like emotional abuse. So maybe you're allowing, hold on, let's see. Let's pull one more and make it abundantly clear. Oh, no. We said abundantly clear. We're making it abundantly clear. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Okay, I pulled the Lovers. So, yeah, there's a lot of emotional abuse. So either you are being emotionally abusive, you are allowing someone to be emotionally abusive to you, or both are happening at the same time. So there's like a calling in the collective to release these emotional burdens that's keeping you in these cycles, and they are coming from your romantic relationships. Yeah, they're coming from your romance. It's like, okay, it's all coming together. What's that? Every time I try to leave, something keeps pulling me back. There we go. That's what's happening in the collective right now. It's like every time you get the strength to leave this emotional abusive cycle, something happens and it pulls you back into it. So every single time you get the strength to come out of this cycle, you get pulled back into it. But you have to start thinking about the collective. You have to start thinking about community. You have to start thinking about what the people around you are exposing you to and what you're exposing them to that's keeping the collective in this cycle of emotional abuse. And emotional abuse looks different. Like emotional abuse can be the way that someone talks to you. Like maybe you express yourself and they dismiss you every single time. Maybe you manipulation can be emotional abuse too. So that can look like when someone finds out what you like, they use that against you in a sense of like, I know that if I piss this person off, all I got to do is steps A, B, C to get back in their good graces, and we'll be good for a week. We'll be good for a day. We'll be good for a little while. And then we'll be right back in that cycle. So emotional abuse looks different. And I do think the way that this reading is going is that the collective does need to identify in what ways they are being emotionally abusive and in what ways they are being emotionally abused. Because you are, as an individual in the collective, you're going to have to stand up and break the cycle, or else you'll keep, not only will you keep this cycle up and you keep this pattern and you keep this habit, but so will your kids, so will your friends, So will all the people that you're connected to. You'll keep running into people who are not good for the collective romantically because they're cheaters, they're liars, they're abusive. You'll keep running into these people until you break the cycle, until you break the habit. Because even on the lover's card, you see them facing each other, which I guess I could show y'all. Right here and then. So even on the lover's card, like you see them facing each other, but when you break cycles, they get to fly out into the sun together. They get to fly out into the sun together. But there will be no flying out into the sun. There will be no peace. There will be no extended feeling of confidence in your choices and in your decisions until you break the cycles. You got to break the cycle. And so that's the collective read that I am getting for today, is that you have to find the strength to break this emotionally abusive cycle that puts you at a really, really high, like you feel so good with this person, you feel like you're on top of the world with this person, and then a really, really low that makes you feel like you can't even get out of bed. That makes you feel like you can't even be yourself, and you have to hide, and you have to be ashamed, and you have to feel guilty. So until you have the strength to just break this cycle altogether, there will be no flying out into the sun together. There will not be any healing and uplift of the collective and of the community until these cycles are broken. Yeah. And that is what I got for y'all this week. If you would like to do more of these, make sure you drop a comment and let me know if you would like to do more of these, because I love doing tarot readings and I don't do them as often as I should. So if you would like more of these, definitely let me know. If you would like to do these on a different day and keep the topic on Mondays, definitely let me know. I'm all for it. I want to thank everybody that joined me today. I did good because normally I'd be on here for an hour and I'd be telling y'all I'm not. But today I am going to go ahead and close it out. So again, the overall message is that you have to break the emotionally abusive cycles that you are in, whether you are causing them, creating them, or you are allowing them into your life. If you do not do that, the collective is going to continue to suffer romantically. The collective is going to continue to be in a place where there are emotionally abusive cycles going on and on and on. You're going to pass them on to your children if you don't break them now. And that is all for me. Again, my name is Key. I am the Conscious Living Coach. I help guide millennials out of survival mode and into a more balanced lifestyle. And I am currently accepting one-on-one clients. So if you would love to work with me, then DM me to see how I can help support you in your goals. Thank y'all again for joining me. I am here every Monday at 9 p.m. for the Balanced Millennial Mondays. Again, if you want another reading, if you want a personal reading, make sure you DM me, because I do personal readings. If you would like to do this again next week, comment, let me know. If you want to go back to just sticking to a topic and dropping points and keys about that topic, let me know. I am all for whatever works for the community. So again, thank y'all for joining me, and see y'all next week.